Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Manali Bhagat and today we are going to see the explanation of lesson number 2, Science NCERT Standard 6. So let us see. Components of food. In last chapter, we made a list of food that we eat. And in this chapter, we are going to learn more about food and food items. So let us see. Normally, a meal consists of rice, dal, chapatis, vegetables, fish curry, appam, etc. But sometimes on a special occasion, we may have varieties of meals to eat, right? Or when we travel, we eat different kinds of foods, whichever is possible or available for us. And you might also see that there are different varieties of food in different places. Do you think our body needs different kinds of food for different purposes? Each dish of food is made up of one or more ingredients which we get from plants and animals. Those ingredients contain some important components, that is, nutrients. Let us see the important or major components in our body. So, the major nutrients of food are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, vitamins, roughage, and water. Each nutrient has its own importance and function in our body. There are various tests to see the presence of carbohydrates, proteins, fats in our body, and they are simpler to find than the other nutrients. Let us take a look on the apparatus that we need to perform this test. We need test tubes, dropper and 3 chemicals. First one is iodine solution, second is copper sulfate solution and third is sodium hydroxide solution. While doing this test, please do it under supervision and do not try to taste the chemicals. Let us see our test number 1, that is test for carbohydrates. Easily found carbohydrates are sugars and starch. So here for this test we have taken a starch sample in a test tube, that is small potato pieces. Into that test tube we will add 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution and shake well. We will notice a color change in that test tube and that color change will be blue-black solution. So what does blue-black solution indicates? It indicates that the potato pieces contains starch. You can try this test with other food items also and check whether that food item contains starch or not. Let us proceed to our test number 2, that is test for proteins. In a test tube we have taken protein sample, that is milk. In that test tube we will add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and in that protein sample we will also add 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solution and shake that test tube well. We will see that the white color of a milk has been changed into violet color solution. So what does this color change indicate? It indicates that milk contains proteins. So you can try this test again with another food items to check whether those items contain proteins or not. And the third test is test for fats. So for fat sample we have taken a biscuit. What we will do now? We will take this biscuit and wrap it in a paper and crush it and press that paper very nicely and then observe it carefully. What do we see? We see an oily patch on the paper. So that oily patch we can notice it under light, and what does it indicate? It indicates that the food items contain fats. So this was the test for carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Now what about other nutrients we saw in that chart? Vitamins and minerals. Do we need that? Yes, we also need vitamins and minerals in our body. What do various nutrients do for our body? Or why do we all need these nutrients? Have you ever come across this question? If yes, so let us take a look on a chart which I have prepared for you. Carbohydrates and fats provides energy to the body, whereas proteins repairs and promotes growth of body. Foods containing carbohydrates and fats are known as energy giving foods, whereas food containing proteins are known as bodybuilding foods. Now let us take an examples of foods that contains carbohydrates, that is potatoes, sugar canes, papaya, rice, maize, etc. Now foods that contain fats are, there are two sources for it. One is plant source and animal source. In plant source we have groundnuts, sesame seeds, mustard oil, etc. In animal source we have ghee, milk, butter, cream, etc. Now let us see the examples of proteins. Even here we have two sources. One is plant source and other is animal source. In plant source we have gram, moong, tur dal, beans, peas, soya beans, all these cereals and pulses. And in animal sources we have meat, fish, eggs, paneer, etc. This was about carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Now let us take a look on vitamins. Vitamins help us or our body to fight against diseases. They also help in keeping our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. Now there are different kinds and names of vitamins, that is vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. Each one of these have their different functions to play in our body. Let us see. Vitamin A. It keeps our eyes and skin healthy, and the sources of vitamin A are carrot, papaya, fish, egg, cheese, pepper like capsicum and chilies, etc. Vitamin B, it helps our body's nerve cells and blood cells healthy. Sources of vitamin B are mango, fish, meat, peaches, leafy vegetables, avocados, etc. Vitamin C, it helps our body to fight against diseases, and the sources for vitamin C is orange, tomato, guava, lemon, amla, all the citrus fruits, etc. Vitamin D, it helps our body to use the calcium for bones and teeth. Sources of vitamin D is milk, butter, fish, egg, mushrooms, etc. But in the presence of sunlight, our body produces vitamin D by itself. So it is always useful, or it is always good to take some sunlight in the morning. Vitamin E, it helps to protect cells from damage, and the sources are almonds, olive oil, spinach, milk, sunflower seeds, etc. Vitamin K, it helps blood clotting and prevents excessive bleeding. So the major component to heal our wounds is vitamin K. And the sources are eggs, spinach, meat, cabbage, broccoli, all the green vegetables are the sources of vitamin K. Now, after vitamin, we have minerals, which is also a major component of nutrients. We all need it in a small quantity for a proper growth, and minerals like calcium, iron, phosphorus, manganese, this all are the minerals which we get from food that we eat. Iron we get from leafy vegetables, then phosphorus we get from milk, banana, rice, wheat. Then the source for calcium is milk and eggs. Our next major component is roughage or dietary fibers. Now, why dietary fibers are important? it is important to remove all the waste products or the undigested food which are present in our body. And where do we get dietary fibers? What are the sources? We get it from whole grains, potatoes, pulses, fresh fruits, vegetables, etc. So it is always advised to have a fruit in a day. Now, the main or the other component is water. Why do we need water? We need water to absorb the nutrients in our body. And sources of water is water itself, tea, milk, coffee, or any liquid food we eat. Our body gets water from that liquid food item. So, how can we get all these important nutrients in a single meal? So to get all these important nutrients in a single meal, we have to balance our diet. So now, what is balanced diet? Balanced diet is a diet which contains all the nutrients and roughage and also water. So, which are the food or food items that will give us all the nutrients and dietary fibers and water in a single diet? Let us take a look. If we include pulses, groundnuts, sprouts in our daily diet, we'll get maximum amount of nutrients. And also if we include fermented foods like idlis, dosas, even that can give us a whole full quantity of nutrients. And we can also add spinach in our diet because spinach contains natural dietary fibers and a lot of water. Now, why theplas? Because theplas is made with a combination of flours, so which will give us all the nutrients, banana, which is a rich source of magnesium and iron, and then jaggery. Jaggery contains natural sugars, which is very helpful for our body, so we can include jaggery also in our diet. Therefore, one can eat a balanced diet without any expensive food materials. But eating the right kind of food is not really enough. The food should be cooked properly. Second, foods and vegetables should not be washed after cutting because washing can lead to the loss of nutrients. Overcooking can cause loss of nutrients. And sometimes we peel the skin of vegetables and fruits, but that skin may contain some useful vitamins and minerals. We also overwash rice or pulses sometimes, even that can cause to loss of nutrients. Now let us see what is deficiency disease. If a person is eating enough but sometimes it may happen that that food may not contain a particular nutrient that that person's body need. And it continues to happen for over a long period of time. So that person may suffer from deficiency or lack of that nutrient in his body. And deficiency of one or more nutrients may cause to diseases or some kind of disorder in his body. So, diseases that occur due to the lack of a nutrient for over a long period of time is known as deficiency disease. Let us see some examples. If a person does not get enough proteins in his body from a food, then the person is likely to have stunted growth. Stunted growth means shorter in height, swelling of face, discoloration of hair, skin diseases, diarrhea, etc. And if a person lacks carbohydrates and protein in his body, the growth of a person may stop completely or the person may become very thin and weak. So because of that, the person may not even be able to move. Deficiency or lack of different kinds of vitamins and minerals can also cause diseases. Let us take a look. Deficiency of vitamin A can cause loss of vision or poor vision or night blindness. Deficiency of vitamin B can cause beriberi. Beriberi means very weak muscles, no energy to work. Deficiency of vitamin C can cause scurvy, and the symptoms for scurvy is bleeding gums or the wounds take longer time to heal. Deficiency of vitamin D can cause rickets, means bones become very soft and they can be easily bended. Deficiency of calcium can cause bone and tooth decay. Bones become very weak and even our teeth become very weak. Teeth can fall and also cause cavity in our teeth. Deficiency of iodine can cause goiter, and symptoms for goiter is our neck can appear swollen and it can also cause mental disability in children. Deficiency of iron can cause anemia, and the symptoms for anemia is weakness. So now whenever we eat something or have our meal, we should ensure that our meal is balanced with different nutrients that our body needs. I hope you all have understood this lesson. We will meet in our next video with our next lesson. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.